Hi Cancer, I hope you guys are doing great today. This is a very strange vibe I have for you guys. I have to tell you, this is going to be for your general messages for the 15th through the 21st. Now, I did a whole video for you guys. I can't even explain the strange vibe I had through the whole thing. And whoever the message was for, there was divorce involved, there was shady behavior, there was meeting somebody new. On the heels of all of that, we had Hierophant reverse. That's what I guess was a message for someone. I don't know. And then it was really weird. And I know Mercury's retrograde in you guys right now. So it's just, didn't station direct yet until the 12th. Won't be at a shadow until the 26th. So not a shocker there. But it wouldn't load. It was just very interesting. And then I said, you know what? I have to let me just do Cancer all over again. So Cancer, let's see what comes up for you guys. We're going to do some chakra tarot. I'll throw the Astro dice, pull an Astro card. We're going to get some Lenormand for advice at the end. So I'm going to pull some oracles for love, for additional extended love messages at the end. But yeah, so we do have Mercury is continuing to come out of retrograde, right? Because it's starting in the 12th, because these are for the 15th to the 21st. So it's stationing direct on the 12th, guys. So just know on the 12th, the energy is going to be very sort of brimming, particularly for you guys, okay? Not a big deal, but it's just going to be a little sensitive that day, for all of us, but especially you guys, because it's stationing direct. Mercury stationing direct on you guys. But again, not out of shadow until the 26th. And this is all going to be happening in your first house of self. So it's going to be a couple of things are happening in your first house of self that week, right? We have that. We have Mercury stationing direct, obviously, in you guys. But what I like, though, is you're going to be feeling finally this alignment between your heart and your head in your first house of self, which I really like, because I'm calling this like a beautiful time of like emotional intelligence at play. Because things that you've been struggling with, all of a sudden are going to become very illuminated, and things are going to be very obvious to you that you have to address as far as things that you believe, right? Because, right, the first house works with that seventh house of relationship. So you're going to be recognizing things in relationship, how you show up in relationship, how somebody else shows up. It could even have to do with your physical self, by the way, because the first house has to do with physical self. It has to do with your personality, how you engage with the world, how the world engages with you. So things are going to be illuminated and just very clear to you, something that you need to do. But I do want to say, though, because we have the new moon in you guys also, right, happening on the 20th in that same house. Beautiful. Look at this. We have the sun. I could tell already that this is a better reading than it was the other one that we had. So this is you now. This is what you're going into, and then we're going to do a final outcome. Oh, we got the sun in the world. Cancer. Oh, my gosh. Yes, the two most positive cards in the deck. But anyway, you guys are going to be feeling this very strong push to move things forward. Like, come on, let's get on getting on with life already here, right? And you're just going to be in the space of feeling delay. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. We get the Seven of Wands. It's all about delay. Yes. So don't feel too frustrated if something seems to be in your way right now, right? As you feel pushed into the future, this is going to pass. It's just because we're still dealing with a lot of these retrograde energies. It's going to pass. It's going to pass. But you're going to be feeling a little frustrated, having to do with wanting to push something forward in this house of self. So it could actually have to do with something as basic as getting, a new look, your haircut, going shopping, doing things like that, but you feel this great sense of delay. So we have Aries, second house, and we have Jupiter. Okay, so why don't we talk about Jupiter first, right? Here, Jupiter, it's time to expand your mind, really. And what is begging you to take that chance? Because Jupiter is all about that luck and expansion, right? Where are you feeling stuck, Cancer? Now, where are you feeling stuck? Is this really time for you to just trust and go for it, throw a caution to the wind? I love that we have the Aries energy here. Aries is the baby of the zodiac. It's all about a fresh perspective, taking that chance. Mars is Aries ruler. It's all about, Mars is really very strong for all of us. I mentioned that in the last video. Really now until the beginning of January. It's going to be retrograde throughout the fall. I'm going to do a separate Mars video on that at that point. But I like these energies for you. And then we have the second house. Okay, second house has to do with resources, things that you care about, how you deal with resources, things that you value, though. It's like where things the relationship that you value, the physical things that you value in your life. I'm really looking at these things. Where do you feel stuck in these areas, Cancer? Do you feel stuck? Do you feel held back? Is money a thing for you right now? Could quite possibly be. But it will be lifting. It will be lifting. So I am going to be reading these for relationship as well as career. Please forgive my voice if it's giving out on me. It's been a long day of readings. Sag is the astral card. Belief system. 9th house. Nice. So the South Node says to your religion, your belief system, how you frame reality. This could also have to do with a lot of you feeling super itchy about maybe going on a trip, because Sagittarius is the travel of the zodiac. Sagittarius is also the sign that deals with foreign cultures, foreign affairs, anything like that. So you might find yourself dealing with foreign cultures or people who are very different than you, having to do with relationship, or maybe you're doing some sort of online work where you're dealing with other cultures, people different than you from afar. So yeah, that's what we got there. So let's pull some Lenormand. Put that guy over there. And remember, Lenormand is not regular tarot. It's a different system. So we need to see how the cards speak to each other rather than just taking them in isolation. Okay, we have the Cross. Not a beautiful energy. Not a beautiful energy, unfortunately. I mean, all the energy, I guess, in its own way is good, but the Cross does indicate suffering, and the thing is needing to bear the burdens that someone else did, right? Think about and most of you know this story, of Christianity, whether you're a Christian or not. If you don't, it's Christ bore the sins of humanity, right? And that's why they crucified him, for our sins, and so he ended up bearing the burden of our sins. So this tells me that you're needing to deal with the fallout of somebody else's situation. You're needing to deal with the fallout of something that's not your fault directly. You're needing to deal with fallout. Now, this could have to do with work. Maybe you ended up getting fired, or maybe you're working very differently because of something that happened with the place of employment that you're working, because of maybe COVID, not your fault. Or maybe you were working for a company that didn't handle things the right way. Whatever it is, it's that, right? It could also be obviously having to do with a relationship where, you're in this space of suffering. Sounds like a very dramatic word, but it's of pain, because of what someone else did. Somebody else's decision to do something that created and inciting a lot of pain in you. Then we have the Stairs, which indicates a choice must be made. And it's not a good choice, bad choice kind of thing. It's just a choice, and whatever one you make is going to be the right one, as long as you realize that it's to transition yourself out of something that's not working. That's the Stairs. It's, here we have the clouds with the sun, and here we have the blue sky with the clouds. It's like 6 one, half dozen the other, So it's not a matter of which, it's a matter of what do you think is going to end up bringing you into the space you need. And then we have the letter. So we have whatever this is, we have the letter as the correspondence coming in. It could be something that you're either waiting on. Now, for some of you, this could be anything from a text message and email to anything even in snail mail. There is this sort of delay indicated in the good old-fashioned, letter writing here. But one thing I want to mention to you is the white feather stands for making sure that, how do they say it? It's like writing straight. It's all about the truth. Okay, so a truth is either coming to you, or a new way of reality is coming to you via some sort of message that's going to be coming in, that's going to incite some kind of choice that you need to make. But whatever it is, it's going to end up transitioning you out of some situation that you're in your life, whether it has to do with your job, whether it has to do with your relationship, a family connection, a friendship connection, anything like that. It's going to help you to transition out of it. So again, like, this is why we have to, see how they speak to each other. So I do like this, but you're going to need to make a choice. And there is definitely a message coming. A choice is going to have to be made once a message comes in. All right, so let's go right into the Chakra Tarot. We have the Five of Cups starting you guys out right now. So you're very focused on the disappointment and the sadness of a situation, the reality of something, and you're very focused on the hurt and the pain of it. You're not able to recognize the 2 cups that are still standing. You're very focused on the 3 cups that are down, and you can't beat yourself up for that, because there is this idea of that you had believed in something in one way or another, and it ended up either not rolling out the way you thought, ending up the way you had hoped, something to that nature. This could certainly be applicable if it has to do with career, where you're in the space of like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? Like that, I lost my job. What am I going to do now that, I'm unemployed, and unemployment is being knocked down from $1,000 to $400 a week, coming towards the end of this month, more specifically like on the 25th for those of you who are on unemployment. What am I going to do? Exactly. It's a tough situation having to do with, this has to do with career in that way, if you're resonating with that. If this has to do with a relationship, it's being really, really entrenched and embroiled kind of emotionally in the hurt of something and having a really hard time moving past it because you were not treated very fairly. I mean, there's no question. The justice reverse is, first of all, there's karma that has been created in this situation. And I see you ending up on the better side of all of it. I have to tell you, not to jump ahead, but we have the sun next. So let's talk about the justice first. Justice is a Libra energy. Libra rules the 7th house of close relationships. So this could have to do with anyone that we have a shared soul purpose with. This could have to do with a marriage partner, any kind of serious relationship, a business partner, colleagues, employees, employers that we work with very, very closely. That way you have that shared soul purpose. Something not being handled the right way. Plain and simple. And remember, Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus is a money planet. It's also our self-esteem and our self-worth hangs out, as well as love. So whether this has to do with love, whether this has to do with a career, you were not handled the right way, Cancer, and you're hurting because of it, is what I'm seeing here. If you're resonating with this, please don't try to make a fit, obviously. If it's not your reading, maybe we get you next time. But I do like that we have the sun. Excuse me, the sun and the world, arguably they are the 2 most positive cards. Now, which one beats the other one out? Well, it depends, right? What you're looking at. But what we like about the sun, or at least what I like about the sun, is that the sun illuminates, it warms, and it actually provides nutrients for there to be a very solid foundation for things to grow. And the thing is, as I always say, the sun does not shoot down from the heavens fully grown trees and flowers and all that stuff. No. The sun is part of the organic process of growth. It's a very important part of the process of growth, right? So there's going to be cultivation here. You're going to be able to grow something. So whatever's happening, you are being provided with this landscape that you need. You're going to have exactly what you need to transition out of anything that is not resonating with you. I really like that because I feel like the Lenormand really does support that as well. So whether that's a new job, whether that's a relationship, yes, this was bad, but guess what? It was necessary, whatever this was. And I know we don't like to hear that sometimes, but definitely necessary. And guys, remember, if you need to heal any pain in this energy, I did the Chiron retrograde video that I'm linking in the description box. If you guys have not checked it out, it's a long transit. It's happening from now until December, and Chiron is the wounded healer, and we're all going to be going through a very definitive space of healing in our lives. So definitely check that out if you have the time. So coming in, what you're going to be moving into, 4 of Coins in reverse. So 4 of Coins in reverse tells me you're going to be really protecting yourself. You're going to be holding your money super tight, super tight. Basic interpretation of this is like a miserly energy, holding on super tight, not wanting to share, not wanting to give. Now, for many of you, this can be, because coins can be emotional, mental, and physical connection as well, where you're in the space of serious self-protection. And quite honestly, that could be a double meaning, where you may be in a serious state of protection as well as protecting your money and holding on to whatever it is that you have right now. That is the 4 of Coins energy. And then we have the World. So this is beautiful because the World is Saturn. So Saturn rules Capricorn, which is the sign of work. But it's about the world is the gift that we get on the other side of those challenging Saturn energies, right? And heaven knows you guys have been through it, right? Come on now. You just have. I mean, I'm not just saying that. Everything that happened with the Cancer Capricorn nodal energies, you guys have really had it handed to you for 2+ years now, and everything is finally leaving you guys the hell alone. Finally. And I just feel like finally there are going to be these gifts coming to you for all the challenges and the struggles that you guys have been dealing with really since the summer of 2018, front and center. Really front and center, you know, depending on what else you have in your chart, I would actually argue even way before that. Really, I think Cancers have kind of had a little bit of a rough go since 2012, quite frankly. But then we have the Knight of Coins in the reverse. So we have the Four of Coins in reverse, then we have the Nine of Coins in reverse. So I'm kind of vibing that you're just transitioning yourself out of something right now. You just really, really are. Interesting, because we have Leo and Virgo. Whenever we have Leo, when we have Leo reverse, there's always this potential for egotism. You know, when Virgo is that hermit energy, so it's like I just feel like your ego's been dented and you're in the space of just deep, deep, deep introspection because you're not feeling the sense of connection that you want to feel. You're not feeling like you're getting the money that you deserve. The money is not there for you. It's like you're ready and willing and able to work and to put in what you need to put in. But I get this very sort of like lost kind of vibe. But yet we have Saturn in the middle of it. And Saturn is just all about, and by the way, I love that Saturn is next to the Justice reverse, because that is incredible. Because I always look at the relationships as well, right? I mean, this is about karma being created, and this is about karma being paid back. So right here, though, I just feel like you're moving into an energy where the land is just going to be so fertile for you to do whatever you want, but you just have to really, really, really make up your mind as to what that is, what it is, where is it do you want to go? And this is about getting very front and center and real with yourself, Cancer. You know what? Because all of this is happening in your energy. How do you feel being in that relationship? Or how did you feel being in that relationship? How do you feel about yourself in that job? Are you really proud of how you showed up? Did you like the version of yourself that you were in that situation, in that friendship, in that family connection? You know? Because this energy is the kind of energy where it's like you kept being given the curveballs left, right, and center. It became this mental gymnastics of trying to navigate these really challenging energies for so many of you, but it's like Spirit has your back every step of the way, even though you really may not feel it. And we have the Queen of Wands. Beautiful. Pisces and Aries energy. This is what I'm talking about. Beautiful. Pisces is about what are you allowing yourself to dream and go onto that new path with, and you're going to do it. You're doing it. And this is the thing, to have that, then to have the Hermit reverse. Those of you in relationships, you may be going into very deep isolation within yourself, even if you're in a room of 50, well, nobody's in a room with 50 people these days anymore, right? Say you're in a room with like 10 people, if that's allowed. You're still going to be very alone in your own space, in your own head, right? I mean, that really is the Hermit reverse is very like, shh, I'm thinking to myself. I'm seeking my own counsel. I'm not talking to anybody, you know, really kind of just sticking to your own thing, because you know what? You're like, what the hell's the point? Seven of Wands reverse. You're sick and tired of, first of all, this indicates the light, but you're also sick and tired of defending yourself, you know, but you're also very much realizing that you don't belong in the situation that you're in. You're looking at that relationship and you're saying, oh my God, I feel like my shoes are on the wrong feet all of a sudden. How did I not see this stuff before? How is this missing? Everything seems so clear to me now. What the heck happened? Where was my head in all of that I wasn't recognizing? Or you realizing, well, you know what? I'm a small cookie. I saw it. I chose to ignore it for whatever reason. Okay. But now guess what? You can't do it anymore. Because Seven of Wands is definitely like recognizing like, yeah, I don't really belong here. Yeah, this is not my path. you know, is this Mars and Leo? Mars is, again, the ruler of Aries, that new path. You being on the wrong path. You being on the wrong path and it not resonating with you, and you realizing it, and that Hermit energy is you going it alone on a rightful path, figuring your own stuff out, but really being so not only honest with yourself, which I really love, but you're going after your dreams here, Cancer. And we're leading with that in your near future. You're just like not hanging out for the nonsense anymore. Absolutely not. You're just not. So, yeah. I mean, I see there being challenge here and struggle for sure. But then I see we have the sun, we have the world. Oh my gosh. And then we look at this diagonal energy. Beautiful. We get the Queen of Wands. I mean, this is beautiful, passion, dreamy energy. Are you doing the thinking that you have to think? You need to have the Seven of Wands reverse energy. Yes, because this is you being straight with yourself, Cancer. And you saying, you know what, here I am crying over this thing, this job, this person, where in reality, I have to be honest with myself. Am I crying because I'm scared? You know, I'm just scared because I don't know what the future brings. I'm scared of getting into something different. I'm just scared. Or am I crying because I really, really want to be in that thing? And chances are, most of you are going to be saying, you know what, if I'm really honest with myself, this was kind of a gift in disguise here. Because I honestly, you're going to be saying at the end, I honestly really don't resonate with all of this. This is not what, things should not feel like that. And this is spirit just pushing you, pushing you, pushing you. Oh my gosh, beautiful. Yeah. Okay, that's what we have for those. I hope that was helpful in some way. So, I mean, it looks good. I see things clearing up as far as like you're making some really good decisions as far as career goes. And I see even for relationship, just healthy choices for yourself. So good stuff. Let's pull some extra messages for those of you wanting some more information on relationships and love. Okay, let's pull some love oracles for heart oracles here, and then we'll do Island Time Wellness. What do we have here? Past life relationship. You've known each other before. Ooh. Okay. It could be a good thing or a bad thing, right? Let's see what else the cards say. Okay, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Oh my gosh, I just love how this is going so far. Okay. So there's a real like newness to this vibe to me. Getting to know each other, yes. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Yes, so newness there for sure, guys. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see what's happening in your emotional space. Let's see. Passion. Coffee cup. We like that. This feels very healthy to me. I like it. Coffin. Endings bring new beginnings. It's funny, you got the coffin in that last reading I did that I couldn't load. You got the coffin in the Lenormand has a coffin card that you guys got there. So interesting there. All right, so let's see what we have here. Okay, these kind of go deeper and deeper, okay, as we go along, what we're really feeling. Okay. You are not good for me, yet I yearn for you constantly. I need to think about this. So I'm getting here that you're thinking about somebody from your past. You know they're not good for you, but you can't get them off your mind, but you need to think about this. So I do like that. It means you're not acting on it. I can't complete you. You need to complete you so I can add to you. Yeah, I mean, maybe there was a situation where it was like, you know, they needed you to complete them in some way. They had some need for you. They had some other need for you. Mm-hmm. And then we have yes, whatever's on your mind, there's yes. But I feel like this is like a different energy here. So let's see. Get some good old Rider-Waite. Ace of Cups, new relationship. Yeah, I mean, like letting it happen, you know, Cancer, why not? Let it happen. Brand new beginning. Beautiful. New offering of love. Six of Cups. All right. All right. Just the synchronicity. You can't not acknowledge it. Nine of Swords. You're going to feel some stress here. I feel like you're meeting a new energy. For those of you who are in a relationship and you are identifying the previous spread as relationship, you need to get out of that. You are getting out of it. I see you meeting somebody else. You're meeting somebody who's brand new beginning with the Six of Cups energy. This is a reconciliation energy, but you need to understand this. This does not mean that it means just as much. I have to say this very clearly. This does not mean that you're definitely getting back with a past relationship. This could be someone that you knew once upon a time, maybe in elementary school, high school, or maybe whatever, your childhood, whatever. Somebody who you crossed paths with at some point that you had a nice experience with. Maybe you never went out with them at all, but you just had a nice experience with them. Or this could indicate you having this sense of familiarity with this person. When you meet them and you're like, wow, like they're like, they could be part of my tribe, and cut from the same cloth, and like I almost feel like family with them in a weird way, even though I just met them. And that's the past life relationship energy. You guys have known each other before, definitely. But we have the Ace of Cups energy, so this is a new cycle. I don't get that this is a revisiting. That would be more of like a page energy. The Ace is brand new, but then we have the 3 a.m. anxiety card, right? I mean, you're having a really hard time figuring out how you feel about something here. This is Mars and Gemini. And it's like the warrior planet arguing, like you're having this argument with yourself. Gemini is the air, it's the swords. And you're just having this it's in an inner conflict. This is very much an inner energy, right? That's why I call it the 3 a.m. card. Those intrusive thoughts, the rumination. Why did I say that? How did that happen? How could they have done this to me? Why do I still feel like that? If only I could just, forget about this person. If only they would call me, and then I wouldn't even have to deal with this new person, and then everything would be okay, and I'll just do whatever I have to do to make it work. But the bottom line is, if that happened, Cancer, you would not make it work, because you cannot stay asleep to the reality of whatever was going on in any kind of unhealthy connection. Because you're transitioning now. That ending is bringing this new beginning. You're going through a lot of growth. Getting to know each other, romantic feelings, past life relationships, brand new beginning, very passionate. You guys are meeting up and feeling uplifted in each other. There's a newness here. But I feel this pulling back to something here where you're not good for me, yet I yearn for you constantly. I need to think about this. I can't complete you. You need to complete you so I can add to you. That could be them saying it to you, you saying it, and it's you recognizing what did not work out in that relationship. But there is this idea of yes here. And I want to think that it's to this person, the new person. But general message, you're going to apply it however you see fit. Or however it resonates with you, rather. Yeah. Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful for you in some way. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.